Without ownership, there is no reason to have an idea on values because oftentimes we like to say that we believe or think something. And inside of that, we also don't have the ability to own what it is that we think, what we've experienced, how we feel about something, and even more so, in the state of ownership, we also don't have the ability to truly take accountability for everything that is and has happened inside of our lives. Without ownership, there is no self development. Without ownership, there is no progress. So, what's up, you guys? It's Michaela here. Welcome back to the Unity Matrix YouTube video. Today, we are talking about ownership and responsibility, and I felt that it would be one of the best places that we could lead off and dive into after our last YouTube video. So, the place that I want to lead with is no matter the area, the position that we've been put in, no matter what it is that has taken place in our lives, it happened, whether it was to us or otherwise. And it is then our responsibility to hold and own that situation. Without that piece, without that element, we stay inside of trauma loops, we stay in blame shifting, we stay in false accountability or performative responsibility, maybe even toxic blame shifting. And I understand that this is very difficult for people to hear, especially those that have been victims of trauma or abuse. But I really want to note this because of my own experience with trauma, with my own experiences with being a victim, that without taking accountability for your position in every single circumstance, it becomes absolutely impossible to be able to heal, and it becomes absolutely impossible for you to make forward motion in your life. A lot of people have this idea and this belief system that things happen to us against our will and that we had no part in it. And the further that I have grown in my own personal life through countless forms of childhood abuse and things that truly I didn't think that I asked for, there is a level of relativity. And inside of that level of relativity, there is a really deep hidden truth that says if we have free will, then that would mean that our souls chose to incarnate with the experiences that we have had. And inside of that incarnate, inside of that truth, inside of the experiences that we've had, whether we knew that we chose them or not, it is then our responsibility to own every single one of those situations inside of our lives so that way we can move forward. Without that, we stay in victim, we stay in martyr syndrome, we stay in negative feedback loops that say, I can never change, I can never go anywhere, these things happen to me. And we end up blaming our environments and the things that we've experienced instead of trying to find a solution or making an active decision to change our lives. So with that being said, in the last video, I talked a little bit about responsibility. And the reality is, no matter what it is that we've experienced, we were a part of that experience. And so we then have duty and obligation to take the understanding of the consequences from that and then learn from those things. So first and foremost, there are phases to coming into this state. There are phases to being able to have this realization and this understanding. Sometimes it goes through the processes of grief. Sometimes it goes through us making many decisions until we simply have had enough. And really, that's the root of most of the time we don't change because either we get comfortable or we simply haven't had enough of the life that we've been living. And in the perspective of learning and being able to see things very clearly and interpret things clearly, what we have to do is it is always rooted in ownership. And what ownership looks like is being able to carry and hold the weight of whatever it is that we've experienced, knowing that just because that we went through that thing doesn't mean that it is inherently bad or evil. It is something that has happened to us. Now listen, all of these things go back to our associations that we have made with good or bad. And there is an aspect of relativity that I want to make here when it comes to trauma, when it comes to abuse, when it comes to our circumstances. Everything that we experience is for a divine reason, whether we like it or not, whether we are able to process it fully or not.